Hello?
Hey, is this Fawn?
No, you need to look inside the book and figure out where. Hello?
Hey, is this Fawn?
Who's calling?
My name is Dan McDonald. I'm the Life Regenerator on YouTube.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I am very well. I got your Facebook message.
Whatever your name is, Tina. Hello?
Oh, you know Tina?
My Tina, my homegirl.
Oh, okay. I'm staying at Tina's house right now. I got your message via Facebook about your son.
Thank you so much. Yes, he is going through so much. My son has been having sinusitis issues since he's been 9 months old, and so right now it's at a point where the doctors have said that they have put him on 2 different types of antihistamine and nasal medication, and they've also put him on antibiotics. And they said that if this does not clear it up within the next month or so, that he's going to schedule him to have surgery by December to have his adenoids removed. And I believe in a holistic diet, so I've taken dairy out of his diet, with the exception of dairy in the concept of animal dairy. I've taken that out of his diet. And we do a lot of vegetable-based products like soy and other things. So I'm trying to find a way to treat this from a holistic perspective opposed to a chemical medication perspective. I think that's the way to say it.
Good call. Very good call. The soy products are going to be an issue. Now, what he's got is, was he on Dairy's milk from when he was 9 months?
Well, no, when he was 9 months, I had him on soy.
Okay. Did he breastfeed up until 9 months old?
No. He's been doing soy since he's been born.
Okay. So as you're beginning to educate yourself holistically, you realize that that's a bummer, right?
Yes, I did. I really did. And it just did not. I realized that the milk and everything, because he kept having gas and indigestion really, really bad. So that's why I just went ahead and just completely took milk out of his diet. And if I do any dairy, I will say that I do cheese, but we don't do cheese enough to for it to be like a major issue. I've tried to do different drinks to help clean them out because I was actually raised vegan and vegetarian. And as I've gotten to be an adult, of course, I changed my diet and started eating turkey and seafood, or poultry and seafood. That's what you did say, poultry and seafood. And now I gained weight, and so now I'm going back now to a vegetarian diet so I can get my weight off myself. And so I see the health benefits of it, but I just don't know how to do it from a child's perspective, especially since he's 5 years old and he's so picky about you name it, and it's like a struggle sometimes just to get it in him.
Does he like fruit?
He does like fruit, and I bought a whole bunch of grapes the other day, some grapes, some apples, some mangoes. Not mangoes, some pineapple. So he is a fruit lover. He will definitely ingest some fruit.
As all children are, because that's our natural food. So that's where we want to focus. There's some other things we can go over too, but you're going to want to focus on fruit for your son. And my first recommendation is I'm going to try to help you to avoid even further pain by going ahead with the allopathic doctors, which really do not understand this in the slightest. Plus, your doctor's probably white. You're using a Eurocentric kind of a medical paradigm, and
you are definitely right.
You've got a different. All of our doctors are white dudes treating other white people, and then that's a whole nother video in itself. But you and your African American people, it might help to find a physician who's African American. That's what I'm saying. You might try to look into that a little bit more because you have a different kind of makeup and structure.
I listened to doing that, but I guess what I was looking at is because in my the
Yeah, they're trained also in the Eurocentric medicine. But that's okay, because really what it is, it's super simple, and it's the same thing for every human, and that's why I've done so well, because we can go through all these medical paradigms and healings and holistic stuff, but really what it is your son's body is clogged up because he's been consuming the wrong food elements since he was born. And now if you want to get him well, he probably, I hate to say this, it's not entirely true, but it's going to be very challenging to get him back into a place where he is able to be a superpower of health. But that being said, because the foundation is the key, and we are not educated, we're not doing it right from the beginning, we're toxic, we're weak, we're mutating, degenerated race, and we're procreating. Let's forget all that, and let's do, but that was a message to everyone, like, if you know, that we need to really start paying attention before we bring children into this world, that we are educated and knowledgeable on this process so that we can bring in seed to this world that has the best opportunity and chance so we can grow as a species. But now let's get your son healthy. If he likes the fruit, that is your number one medicine, because that fruit is going to dissolve the mucus that is in his head, and your doctor's not going to know that. He's looking at all these other things, and what he's doing with all these antihistamines and inhalants and steroids or whatever he's on is he is just pushing everything deeper back into the system. And that is mucus from soy, which soy is, to me, almost worse than dairy. And because of my personal experience, because I grew a tumor in my chest when I was a bodybuilder, I wanted to get off the meat and get more onto the what I thought was natural. So I was eating a lot of soy products. I grew a tumor in my chest, and I was scared to death, and no one knew anything about it. One day, thank God, for some reason, I had a revelation. It was like, it's the soy, dummy. And I just stopped eating soy, and just within a few weeks, the tumor went out of my chest. But that was after having a tumor in my chest for about a year as a bodybuilder. So I said I never ate soy. Well, I've had it a couple of times since then, but I got rid of the soy. And to me, I think meat is better than the soy products, okay? And that's going to raise a lot of people mad as hell. But I'm trying to say, so I can consolidate all this information for you, that you want to start eating truly natural foods. Soy products are not healthful. They are very estrogenic, and they are also very acid forming and mucus forming. And he's just got mucus, so you really have a good chance here to do a lot with him. And I would recommend patience, since he's only 5 years old. It's not like he's going to go, okay, Mom, let's go raw vegan right now. But if he likes fruit, half the battle is won, because fruit is the food that is going to dissolve the mucus in his lymphatic system, and it's going to start allowing the kidneys to open up a bit. Oranges, watermelons, grapes, all those types of foods really run through the kidneys very well, and they also loosen the lymph. The lymph is a lipid-based or fat-based fluid, and when you can thin that lymph with the fruit sugars and fruit acids, that lymph gets dissolved, and it will start to clear out the congestion in his upper back, neck, and head, which is causing his problems. So
yeah, because lately he's been also telling me that his stomach has been acting up, and so like I made a holistic cough syrup. I use local raw honey, coconut oil, and lemon juice to make the cough syrup on. And excuse me, and to give that to him so he can start taking that to help his throat from hurting so bad, and to help him curb from coughing. But it's just a challenge trying to get him well. One of the things that I was looking at your video, and I noticed that one of the recommendations that you gave for the young man that was having headaches was to possibly consider an enema. And so that was something that I was considering, was like, would an enema possibly help him or not? I don't know.
Oh, it definitely would, because everybody's got tons of mucus, and it's just builds up in the body, and when you flush the colon, that releases a lot of pressure on the lymphatic system. Like, let's say you're having a heart attack. This is an example for the viewers. And you've got all that pressure on your heart. Well, if you put some pure water up into your colon and dissolve a lot of the mucus that's in your colon, you just release a lot of pressure off the system, out of the system, and flush it out of there. And it's also very energetic. You get rid of a lot of debris energetically out of your colon. And so I think enemas would help him greatly if he's willing to go along with it. Hopefully he's an open-minded young man. But so you want to use fruit for now, and you might want to go on a low-fat diet. The best fats are going to be like coconuts. Not coconut oil, that's not my favorite kind of fat. I would almost take that out of the cough mixture and use a little bit of ginger, like lemon, honey, and ginger.
A lot of ginger.
Honey, lemon, and ginger, and hopefully he likes it. Just go real small at first, but honey, lemon, and ginger in some hot water, if he can learn to like that tea. Or apple, ginger, lemon juice. Also, that type of just getting the ginger, which is a cure-all, heal-all, lemon, which is one of the best mucus dissolvers that there is. So what you've got is mucus. Now think of what mucus is. That's going to be soy, milk, the pus from animal foods that is created in the body. And you're trying to you want high water, mucus dissolving foods. And now we are getting into the winter, so you're going to have to, where do you live?
I live in North Carolina, southeastern North Carolina, right by the beach.
Okay. Northeast South Carolina? What beach?
Southeast North Carolina.
Oh, that's cool. Cool, right on.
Yeah, Wilmington. Like, you were in Raleigh not too long ago. You were probably like an hour and 45 minutes away from me.
Yeah, I'm actually going back to Myrtle Beach in a week or so.
Oh, that's in Myrtle Beach is an hour from me.
Oh, cool. Maybe we'll have to connect on a consult or something, and maybe meet up with your son, or try to do a meet and greet or something. But anyways, I think that you can really move ahead with this. It's just the lack of understanding, and the information is just not made available. We don't want to get mad at ourselves, but as parents, we do want to begin really educating ourselves on health. And the best foods for humans will always be fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds in their activated form. And in the case of your son, fruits and fruit juices are really going to help to dissolve. If you can get him to eat some leafy green vegetables, that's going to be a good thing in the long run. But you're going to want to be patient with this, because, surgeries, I mean, that's just like if your car is rusty and you paint over the top, the car is still rusty underneath. And all these other drugs are not getting to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is constipation. Lymphatic constipation, and now you need to dissolve that lymph with fruits and teas and juices and smoothies. And the best is always going to be those high water fruits like grapes, apples, oranges, watermelons, cantaloupes, pears, all that type of stuff with high water, and then the fruit acids that dissolve. And so that's really basically the basics that I want to leave you with, so that you can get him started on this. And then the invasive suppression of symptoms and surgeries is a very, very last resort. He's so young, and you're just getting this information. Take the patience. Try to really, your doctors, they mean well, they just aren't educated well. They don't understand health. They only understand medicine and surgery. And those are great tools in their proper perspective, but they really do a lot of damage. And their quote and their thing was to first do no harm, and yet they are harming us because the educational system, the Eurocentric medical paradigm, allopathics, they don't have the tools. It was bought out a long time ago to keep a certain mentality in there for the consumption of drugs and more toxemia, which doesn't address the underlying cause. So basically you need to detoxify your son. And if that takes a few years, gently and patiently just bring fruit into the house. You don't want to try to force him to change, But hey, when there's bananas on the table, you can be rest assured the kid's going to grab it. He's going to grab orange slices. If you slice up some oranges and put those in front of him, don't make it a fight. Just make it cool, because I can tell you, Fawn, I can tell by we've had this conversation that you've got some sniffles and you've got some cough. So
yeah, I do. I ended up getting from his sinusitis. I caught the flu.
The what?
I caught the flu from his sinusitis. From him coughing on me, consistently. I ended up catching the flu.
Yeah. So it's going to be, even the littlest amount of cheese is not appropriate right now with you guys having lung and sinus issues, and the soy has got to be out. So really, I want to leave you with this, which I've said 10 million times, but it really is about fruits and vegetables in the detox. When you want to go to build, then you bring in the nuts and seeds, the avocados, the coconuts, and you make sure those are soaked and activated and fresh. So fresh, organic foods. But right now, your whole family and what you guys are both going through that I can hear is that you want to be consuming like 95% of your food as fresh, organic, raw fruits and vegetables. Here comes the winter. The winter is a little more challenging, but what I want to plant in your mind is that to start preparing yourself for next spring and summer, when those fruits and herbs begin to come out again, and then you'll have the summer where living on this fresh detox diet is a lot easier with the warmth of the sun and the availability of the fresh fruits and vegetables. So start planning now.
And I agree with you 100%, because that's actually what we were actually pulling out of Whole Foods right as you were talking. And I had just made a discussion to my friend Tina, and I was saying to her that I'm really doing my best to go back to a vegan diet. That's how I was raised. That's what I know that works for my body. And I know I did not have the number of illnesses that I had when I was on that diet. And so now, it's affecting me also just as much as it's affecting him. And so it's just going to be best. It's not going to be good for me just to put him on something and then I not subscribe to the same thing. So for a household, collectively, a better household change is better for both of us to just, go to it. And you were right about the soy. I had already made up my mind about how soy is just not the best product to be ingested. It's not good, especially not good for women.
It's just not good for anybody, and particularly this is for all the African American brothers and sisters out there watching. Y'all are definitely not supposed to be eating meat. The white people, they can get away with a lot more stupid crap because they are more like, they have had a chance to really to create some of those pathways that make some of those foods of more, or less damaging. But for the African Americans, you guys shouldn't be eating any meat at all. You need to go back and study and learn about yourself and look at what your native diet was. And of course, you're going to find fruits, vegetables, roots, tubers, nuts, and seeds again. And you're going to be able to really accelerate your return to greatness, because you're living in this white man's world, and it's cool for me, because it's all designed for little skinny white dudes like me, so it's cool. But you guys are getting shamboozled, and I care about people, because you are just a different color flower to me, but I love all the flowers, so I'm going to try to, and I've been educating myself on this stuff a little bit to be able to help different people in different ways. It's coming out of from somewhere else. So I want to recommend that you do as much research as you can on regenerating yourself with your more natural ways. Look into and try to look specifically for health information regarding your African American heritage, because it's out there. It's more obscure, but it is on YouTube, and there are good books written, and you'll be able to get some more information and inspiration. But for now, you and your son need to be raw vegans.
Okay, I would definitely, that's a transition that, like you said, we're actually trying to make it worse. I think the last question that I have for you is, what is your knowledge or is your knowledge on Manuka honey? I was doing a lot of research, and it was saying that it's one of the highest. It has one of the highest antibacterial properties that in a food-based item or product, and I was trying to find out if anybody knew really anything about the Manuka honey.
I love me some Manuka honey. I have found it to be true that it is very strengthening and healing for the body. And the higher that the number on the Manuka honey is, the better it is. And it's expensive, yeah, but you just need a little bit. A little bit after your tea has cooled down is good, but I can take it by the spoonful with some honey and some ginger. Sometimes I'll just dip ginger in it.
They said it's expensive, but a little goes a long way. So you might spend $32 for a 60-ounce jar, but that 60-ounce jar is going to last you a good while.
There's no amount of money that your health isn't worth, especially your son. And so I think you guys can do a great job. Just work with him very patiently over the years. And your number one job as a mother is to set a good example. When kids are not stupid. We think that their brains aren't developed. We undevelop them. They come in ready. And then we undevelop them by our ignorance. And so now by our example, we have got to show them that we can go from our mistakes and we can make adjustments, and you can, whatever you're going through, because I can tell you've got some congestion, you clear that up and show him the way in a real loving way and work with him as best as you can, not trying to make a fight out of it, but just really make sure that those foods are there. Make it fun. Look online, educate. Everybody needs to do more education for what path they want to learn how to take, because we're just listening to these people and think they're going to help us, but they don't even have the information that we need to improve the quality of our lives and get healthy.
That's true.
So keep on doing your own research, and God always puts the right book or video right in front of you when you need it.
You're right. You're definitely right about that.
So, Fawn, I think we've got you started. You can write to me again in the future, and I'll try to get back to you. But I think that we got the basics here. When we get the junk out and we bring the fresh, high vibrational, flushing foods in, and we make this a long-term commitment, and avoiding the operation until it's absolutely essential, but you don't want to cut anything out of your son that you don't have to, because he is going to need those.
Right, I agree.
So keep everything in your bodies, folks, and regenerate it. Don't cut it out. Regenerate it. That's for all my viewers on YouTube, because anything can be regenerated. Anything. And we just got to clean it out and energize it. And it's not that hard, and it can really be fun. It's a passionate path to take of cleansing your body and bringing more life into your experience. Is there anything else, Fawn?
No. Everything that you give me is such useful information, and what you're doing is confirming what I already knew. But sometimes when you speak to somebody else who get it, it makes you feel good that the path that you were going or the path that you were choosing is the right path. And so you're basically just confirming that I've had my goals and my sights set on.
Well, thank you. That's really cool. I felt that about this call, but I think a lot of other people might have picked up some good information. Oh, I didn't even tell you, did I? I'm sorry about that. Oh, I was making a video. I usually tell everybody, but I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, that's really no big deal. Any time that if I can be of help to someone or they can learn from my experience, that's perfectly fine for me.
Amen.
So I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Good. Well, this video is going to go up. I think it was a cool video. I'll put that up today, and you can reference this again. And then keep in touch with me. And God bless your son. And thanks for being such a great mom.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, I've been watching your videos for so long. It is, I cannot tell you how long. I remember when you did the whole bike trip, and you were coming out of, you were juicing in campers and just all over the place. And I've seen the growth within you, Dan. I've seen it. It's not one of those things like I don't have to touch you to know you. I see your spirit, and I see the passion that you have for this. This is not some fad, and this is not something that you are just trying to like sell the next biggest book, on. This is something that you truly believe and you truly embody. And I think that's why so many people gravitate towards you who are serious. Let me say this. People who are serious about making change in their lives, because there are people who look for stuff just for the time being, like to lose 10 pounds in 10 days or just to immediately correct a situation that they're having. But those who are serious about changing their diet, their life, their mentality, the emotions, everything, that's why they've been sticking with you for a long time, and that's why I've stuck with you so long, because you're evolving the way my family is evolving. So I truly do appreciate you.
Right on, Fawn. That was super kind of you and brought a tear to my eyes, so thank you. I'm so happy to be able to serve you and everyone else out there. It's such an honor to just kind of be a spokesman for what a lot of us might be thinking, but maybe having a hard time acting on, right away with family conditions and whatnot. But we've got to stay brave, and we got to keep moving forward. We got to believe in the truth of our pure potential. Okay?
Right. You got to step out of fear. Fear will cause you to go to levels that you never thought that you would go, and it will cause you to do things that you never thought you would do. So people you have to step out of that fear and say, I'm gonna move forward. And if something is speaking to me, for me, I call it the Holy Spirit. Thank you. But somebody else might want to call it the universe or whatever they want to label it. But if something is speaking to you to do something to make a change, you got to make that change, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I tapped into to make a change. And so it was told me to write you, see what your opinion was, and your opinion is right in line with what I already kind of thought. So it's just like you said, everything works together. Everything works together. The Bible says, "Where two or three are gathered together, there I am in the midst." So it works together.
Amen. I feel the presence today. So as Michael Jackson said, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm going to make that change. That's what you reminded me of there at the last minute. Make that change.
That's right.
All right, Fawn. God bless us all. Peace be with you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful afternoon.
I am going to do that. You really made my day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You made mine, too.
Okay, cool. Well, then we're even.
All right. Thank you so much, Amber. I'll keep you up to date on what's going on, and I'll write you back. And I'll give it some time, and I'll write you around December to let you know about what's going on.
Great. I believe you guys are going to do real well.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ron. Have a great day.
Bye now. Thanks for watching this video. I sure do appreciate you so much. I can never tell you how honored I am to just be of service, to be able to just tell you what you already know and remind you and keep this track of love going, and looking at some of the things like the medical paradigm that we've got that dominates us in ways that they probably shouldn't. Let's continue to detoxify our bodies and regenerate ourselves, educate ourselves. Look for information out there and find out who you are and where you come from and what you're meant to do on this planet. So I think that video spoke for itself. But thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. It's my honor. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.